Hey, what's up? Today I'm going to play the $5 spinning goals on GG Poker. And if you're playing around these stakes, so $3 or $5 stakes, then this will be very helpful for you. Yeah, probably also when you're playing higher, because I suppose we are playing against a lot against recreational players. And yeah, so I have probably a little bit different style than most. But at the same time, I've probably also a higher win rate against recreationals than most. So, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, by the way, when this video is getting out, then there's already the new Ocean rewards from GG Poker. We created 2 articles on this topic. First, it was pre-launch, so what did they promise? And then we also released a review of it, a very critical one. So I'll put a link in the description for this. Yeah, if you don't find it, you can also just join our Discord or go on our website. Find it there. Okay, good. So, 2 unknown players. Most players will be unknown because I'm not playing the $5 stakes usually. And they're both from Brazil. Doesn't mean much. Okay, so queen and off. We can actually open jam this hand, but I think usually I just go for a limp or a min raise. If I'm sure that this is a recreational and he's a passive one, I kind of prefer a little bit the limp. But I think with this hand, min raise is fine as well. Okay, so yeah, if you're not playing many tables, I would also always recommend to actually watch what your opponents are doing, because we can get like very valuable. This is the first information. So there's a 6-6-5 flop, right? And Eroso is betting full pot, and Maito is calling. So this is already quite strong. And yeah, like kind of weird hand. This guy on the right seems had some kind of flush draw. Okay, so now this is the first read. We can directly put him as a recreational player. Why? Because this is something that regulars don't do. Except I'm going to all in now, and he has a hand like queens, kings, aces, because this is something that recreationals actually, like regular players actually do sometimes. Like slow playing. But yeah, limp folding with a 3BB stack and 10BB stack. This is something regulars don't do. So he's 100% a recreational, and he's a recreational as well, because this hand is not supposed to call preflop. It is not supposed like to call against the all-in. I mean, he probably kind of have to, because he just has like 3 big blinds, but yeah, pretty sure both players are recreational players. And this is actually this is like, you see me marking these players, right? And this is actually a very good habit, right? And like kind of little fun story. Like last week we started the bankroll duel, like the stream together with Cedo, and then we okay, here I'm going to check. Still have short on value. And Cedo was opening like a 25 cents or one euro espresso, just to set up the tables and set up like where yeah, for the stream, just preparing everything. And then someone limped someone limped the button, and he was just marking him as a recreational, and I was like, yeah, that's a very good habit. So, and this is, if you see someone who's playing like 100 or 250 euro stakes and it's very successful, and you see him doing this, and this is something you should implement as well, right? So don't be lazy. Always mark the recreational player till you are always doing it, even if you're just playing like €1 or 25 euro stakes, where you basically mark everyone. This will have, you will just have a huge informational advantage, and the higher you go, the more important this is. Jack 10 off. Yeah, I was like a little bit unfocused, but I think we should have jammed preflop, right? So, yeah, at 5 big blinds, he can limp call with hands, even hands that we kind of dominate. This is interesting. I think we should now bet against the split, but I'm not going all in because I think if he's jamming, we can fold because there he's not bluffing, and I still think we can fold out a couple of hands. We are even splitting against the king. That's pretty cool. Yeah, king 7. Okay, so this is something recreationals are doing what they are not supposed to do. Like king 7 off is a clear open jam pre-flop. Yeah. If you are new to the game and if you don't know exactly what kind of hands to limp or raise, etc., don't use like GTO charts because they are not really meant to be against recreational players, and even against regular players, you can do a little like some deviations, but especially against recreational players, I wouldn't recommend using GTO charts. I would really recommend using like charts against recreationals. And yeah, if you don't have any, then you can just download ours for free. Um, so just go to our website and then you can create an account and you will have them in your dashboard. So this will be very helpful. And from my experience, like actually having a solid pre-flop game, yeah, you saw again, like directly like marking him. So having a solid pre-flop game, and with solid is just having like the basics right, like what kind of hands to raise, what kind of hands to limp, and which sizings to use. This will already make you a winning player on the micros, right? So if you then also know what a donk is and when to donk and when to not donk, so basically never donk and just see bet a lot, and if you have just a rough idea how to play turns and rivers, and if you don't like fuck it up totally, then you're already beating micros. It is really kind of simple to beat like the 25 and the €1 stakes, just because your competition and they're just mainly playing for fun, right? And you have many recreational players, and it's not really tough to beat them. We're limping the queen 4 suited, and here we can do a c-bet, we can check. From my experience, recreationists don't like to bluff these. So if he has a hand like queen deuce himself, okay, then he has a gut shot. But like if he has like just a 5-3 or so, he'll just not do anything, right? Here on the ace, I think we can bet. Can have an 8 or 9, but I think actually these hands will bet quite often themselves, so I expect a lot of fold equity there. With the king jack, we can go all in, but I kind of like to play a little bit like less variant style against recreationals. This would be a profitable open jam, but I think raising and then folding to a real raise all in is a better play at 15 big blinds deep. And yeah, so this is a very connected board, so I don't expect much fold equity here. Even if he has just 2 overcards, then he's not folding. So I'm just checking and hoping for a jack or a king. And sometimes we even win still a showdown. So maybe he has a hand like queen jack or something, and then we're bluffing it. And against this sizing, we simply fold. Even ace highs, I would just fold there. Okay, so we see another button limp. I'm not going all in here. I'm not going to raise. I'm just taking a look at the flop. That hand flops are actually quite okay, right? And here there's nothing, like we are not trying to pick up this pot. At least not on the flop, right? So if he's betting, we just fold. Here we have a gut shot. That's actually not bad. Like we can bet, and he seems to be very active. So he can have random hands. He doesn't seem to be super aggressive, or maybe he's tricky. We don't know that, but I think he seems to be a player who is kind of straightforward, right? Against very aggressive opponents, I can limp this. Min raising is like kind of the standard here, but I think also just open jamming against recreational players is very good. He'll call hands that he's not supposed to. He might also fold a little bit too much, but I mean, a hand like pocket eights, yeah, I think it's a good open jam. Same here. I'm going to open jam because we are like kind of short, like around 9 or 10 big blinds deep. So I'm going all in. We're getting called by maybe even hands that are like king 8 offsuited or something. And like if we are deeper, I would just min raise. But at this deck depth, we are simply open jamming and so lower. Yeah, we got very lucky here on the river. So we got a split pot. Oh, that's a sorry. I thought that's like a thank you. Oh, we are going to this is the thing. Check. Okay, so interesting. So he seems to have a very high VPIP. Yeah, so last time he just checked back and folded, right? To a very small turn bet. Now he's going full pot, an ace jack 4. I kind of want to believe him, right? I'm I'm going to fold right away. And well, so this just comes from experience, right? So I don't even have a heart, but how he is playing, how he played like the other hands, um, it feels as if he is just very straightforward, right? And that's also why I'm going to limp this hand instead of open jamming, because open jamming is the pure standard here, right? So this is just an adaptation. Here I'm going to check. We can bet. We can bet. We can get it in. We have a very strong draw. But I check. I get some infos, and then I going for like a bet on the turn and bet on the river. Uh, this river is interesting. So he's never going to bet to fold a pair, right? But what I'm going to try to fold out with a bet like of 1.5 big blinds is a hand like 10-8, 10-6, etc. Right? So a couple of like 10 highs. Actually, nice, nice that we didn't go didn't hit a flush. But you see, like I was not trying to fold out the pair because he's never doing that. But still, he could have. Uh, I gave myself really good odds. 6-5 suited. I actually don't know if this is a jam or not. 7-6 is going fold. So yes. So I just tried to fold out a couple of draws, and I, I'm just betting 1.5 into a pot of 4. I think maybe you could have just min bet, but from my experience, if you just min bet, they make like super weird calls, right? So I put in another half big blind, and then I expect him to fold his 10 highs, a couple of jack highs, maybe a couple of other draws, right? So yeah, I think it's a good play. It would have been a big mistake to bet big there, but like a small bet, it's very rarely really a mistake. Okay. Well, we won that one, and we double up, and we are even almost a chip leader. Okay, King 10 definitely strong enough. He was kind of tight, but I mean, King 10 he has two big blinds. Yeah, it's a very good spot for us, and we won. Yeah, I mean, not 100%. He still has 0.4 big blinds, but just assume like most of the time we just win, and yeah. So we did it. Did it. Let's play another one. Yes. So, and yeah, like this is one of my biggest strengths for sure, that I can adjust to the different type of recreational players, right? So you're getting like a little bit of feeling, and what kind of where you want to go outside of the standard pre-flop strategy, right? And this is the key to have like a very high win rate. This is when you can adjust to every single opponent. And yeah, I mean, the more tables you play, the more kind of want to have a very, very strong standard game. And then you also can't really adjust too much, right? So when I'm playing 8 tables or 9, sometimes even up to 12, and on GG where you don't have a HUD, you have to have a very strong standard game because you can't do these kind of adjustments, right? Can't see too many showdowns. You can't really make notes because you're playing so many tables. You can just color code a little bit. So then it's just, yeah, you want to have a really good simplified strategy that's working well against most opponents. However, if you're just playing 2, 3, 4 tables, and especially it's very important to actually have this skill, right? Even if you're playing a trillion tables, you should still have this skill when you play lower tables, make these kind of adjustments. 7-5 suited. We are going to. I wanted to say we are going to call. So first, I'm going to do a recreational note because not even in regular sense. He's from Netherlands. Doesn't mean much, but he's also like a D rank. All this combined is looks a little bit like a recreational queen four suited. Like if this would be the second or third hand where he would have raised so big, I would just open jam this. Yeah. So he seems to be very aggressive. So next time a hand like queen four suited is a very profitable jam. But we can't call like a 4BB ISO raise. We can't jam against this as well. So next time I'm just going to open jam myself. And deuce is definitely strong enough to get it in. All in. Yeah, his slims are probably kind of weak. That's just like an assumption. We don't know that for sure now, right? So he might also be 9-5 suited. So he had just a um uh, what's the right term? Speculative. Yeah, I hope you know what I mean. Yeah, and then he was calling off. That's really not a good play. Like if he's limping, he should probably fold against an all-in. But like just open jamming himself should be like the standard play. 6-5. I think against this opponent we are good most of the time. He already raised 4x. So I think with most of the ace x's he would do that. I'm going to simply see bet here for value. I hope he's not going to raise because that is getting, yeah, this is kind of scary. He can have a better 5, but like this player kind of feels as if he can do this also like randomly and that he would donk a lot of 5x himself. So I'm just going to jam here on the flop and hope he doesn't have a better 5. He actually has a better 5, which is really, really unfortunate. I think it's a hand. Yeah, this. Let me know how you would have played this hand. Biggest problem is the kicker, right? So the kicker is shit. If he has a better kicker, like a better 5, we are gonna toast. So how he played so far, I just made a couple of assumptions that he might do this randomly. He might do this with a 3, maybe. He probably doesn't has an ace, right? So with all this combined, I think if I would play the same spot 100 times, I'm definitely good. Yeah, but him having a better 5 is definitely. But I was actually assuming that he would just dong 5s. But he hasn't donked yet, so maybe he's not too much of a Resilicious. It's a nice nick. Okay. Seems kind of weak, but now when he has some kind of draw or something, he probably call 1. Going for 1.5. Just to maximize value against the hands that can call turn, but are going to fold the river. Going to jam this hand. A limp is fine against kind of passive opponents. I think GTO wise, it's probably even a fold, but people tend to just overfold slightly, and then this hand is like really never really bad jam. So yeah, going for it. 8. Definitely playing this hand. Oh, what? Okay. Huge favorite now, 100%. Always nice to have 100%. It's actually quite rare to have 100% equity, except on the river, of course. you always have 100 or 0, at least with hand, not range with range. Okay, king 6. Now he hit a 5. We still have a king and a 6 is out. Nope, he's winning the game. And we are doing another one. Okay. No, no, no. What was it? 250. Okay, it's 50x or what? Yes, 50. No, 50x. Playing a 2x. The recreational player again. Netherlands. Someone from Lithuania. It's ace king. Flip and win the flip, and we are heads up again. And now, nice that we already got the mark, so we recognize this player again. And believe me, if you start playing more tables, it's not that easy to recognize them so fast. So it's very important to color code them. Good. So yeah, 4x, we are not going to call against this. 4x is very, very light. We might call a couple of like Jack 10 suited, Jack 9 suited or something. But not much else. And we still try to play a couple of handsy, a couple of showdowns, a couple of flops, sorry. But yeah, he's very aggressive. We can't be too tight against players like this, right? So one mistake I see a lot is that people still try to limp hands like this. This is now your fold. And second point is that people, yeah, they just try to wait for a hand like this. But I mean, you're bleeding out. You're bleeding out before you get there. And he also just jam. Like we saw him calling 9-5 suited. So you'll call very loose and do suited. This is most ridiculous, ridiculous call. But you see, yeah, he's like super aggro, and we just can't be nits against players who are aggressive as that. So against this 3x raise, I would have jammed king 10 offsuited here, for example. Right? So yeah, good. So I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, if you want to see more, then there are plenty of live plays on our YouTube channel, and we are also regularly upload new ones. And yeah, see you soon. Bye bye.